What's good, math family? In this video, we're going to show you why number lines make solving quadratic inequalities easier, especially when we're writing out the solution set. Students get these type of problems wrong because they solve and express the solution set incorrectly. So what I see that's wrong, right? This is what we do not want to do, is they're going to come out here and they're going to factor this as x minus 4 times x plus 3 is greater than 0. And this is the correct first step. But what happens is that they're gonna now set both of these factors to greater than 0, and they're gonna have x is greater than 4, or when we go to the second factor, they're gonna say x is greater than negative 3. But this solution set is incorrect, and I'm gonna show you why. So the best way to solve this is by doing this. So we are going to factor first. And when we factor, we will get x minus 4 times x plus 3 is greater than 0. And at this step, we have to understand what are the numbers that we care about the most, are the most important, right? We're talking about 4 and we're talking about negative 3. So let's plot those on the number line. So we have negative 3 and we have positive 4. Now, because of the sign, we know they're going to both be open circle. And what this does is this breaks our solution sets down into 3 possible answers. One answer is when the x values are less than negative 3. The second is when the x values are between these two numbers and do not include these two because it's open circle. And the last one is when the x values are greater than 4. So now that we understand the different possibilities for the solutions, we're now going to check this. And what we're looking for is that when we multiply these two products, the answer is greater than 0. So we do not have to have an exact number. We just need an estimation. So let's say over here, I use the number negative 5. So I have negative 5 minus 4 times negative 5 plus 3. So what I notice is we're going to have negative times negative, which will be positive. So that side is going to be greater than 0. Now when I go over to the middle, let's say I picked 0. So now I have 0 minus 4 times 0 plus 3 is greater than 0. So we have negative times a positive greater than 0. No. So we could just cross this out. We know that is not going to be greater than 0. Then we go over to the last part, right? Numbers greater than 4. So now let's say we just use 5. So we have 5 minus 4 times 5 plus 3 is greater than 0. So we have a positive times another positive, which will be greater than 0. So we know, yes, this would be part of the solution set. So now understand what we're saying at this part. We're saying that any x values greater than 4, right, are going to be a part of that solution set, and any values that are less than negative 3. So when we go to write this as a inequality, right, this is what the correct answer would be. We would have x is less than negative 3, or, right, x is greater than 4. So this is the correct answer. Now, if we want to express that in interval notation, right, we're going to say that for the solution set, it's coming from negative infinity all the way up to negative 3. Because negative 3 is not included, we use a parentheses, and we're going to use in union with, right? That's the same thing as or. And then the graph takes a break, picks back up at 4, which will have a parentheses, and it's going to infinity. And remember, infinity always had parentheses. Now, when we look at this answer, I want to make this clear. This graph right here shows this solution set. And the reason why this is wrong this is what this graph is showing. Let's just put this right here in the middle. So we have -3 and we have 4. So x is greater than 4, we're shading this side. Let's go to black. We're shading this way, right? And then if we did x is greater than -3, we're going to shade this way too. So this graph doesn't make sense at all. We do not graph inequalities like that, and that's why it's wrong. We really hope this video on how to graph quadratic inequalities and write the solution set was helpful for you, math family. If it was, smash the like button for us, subscribe to our channel, and leave comments down below if you have questions on this video or if you guys would like to see relate similar videos on our channel. Thank you guys so much for joining Algebra 1 with Mr. Peters.